Hey guys, Thomas here. Now, I have been putting off watching this anime for a while now, because I was misled by its looks. I thought this was just going to be another one of those fan service anime. I mean, if you just Google it, then, well, yeah, you know what I mean. And I'm super scared to watch this shit at home nowadays, because Dad has been acting really weird. He's always watching. So, I'm gonna take a little trip to Ukraine and watch the show in peace. Well, this was totally worth it. In essence, this anime is a comedy, but they add shonen elements here and there, so it stands out visually. It's not your basic style with average characters that you see in a lot of anime because it's cheap to make, and I'm really glad that it breaks out of the norm and does some insane stuff, because they have the ability to use magical creatures. Which brings me to my next point. The comedy. This is a show about a dragon who is a maid, and it is executed excellently. My first thoughts were that this was just going to be another one of those fan service anime with the dragon being in her human form most of the time, and yeah, just look at the pictures. And that they would misuse the opportunity at hand. But they don't! They fully use the dragon's potential, not even sticking to the classical dragon that only breathes fire and flies. They introduce a lot of new and different skills here. At points some were very weird, like her trying to make Kobayashi eat her tail, or washing clothes with her spit, but it's pretty funny, to be honest. And this is a comedy. It's also pretty genius to make fun of our society through the dragon's perspective, because they are the outsiders, and are to humans what humans are to ants, which means they could eradicate us at any time if they wanted to. Some remarks really hit too close to home, but overall I'm a fan of the comedic tastes here, because they don't rely that much on puns, more on actual funny comedy. And the skills that Toru has. Toru. Oh, I'm a dragon, so my jizz gives your clothing valuable nutrients that your body needs. Stop wanking on my clothes! Okay, the premise is, well, let's start from the beginning. Our main character, Kobayashi, is a programmer, which is a job position very underrepresented in anime. So it's always good to see that. So one day while being drunk, she was riding the train and missed a stop, went to the mountainside, found a dragon and pulled a sword out of it. They bonded and she invited her to live at her place as a maid. Of course, since she was drunk, she doesn't remember anything that happened, and comedy ensues. As time goes on, they introduce us a lot of different and interesting new characters from the other realm. And just as I was thinking that, oh, this is a good anime, you can watch this everywhere, she appeared. Why? I'm not saying she's a bad character, I loved all of them, but god damn. Really got to make this so awkward to watch in public, don't you? And they also introduced us to this little thing here. Ganna. Everybody is cool in their own way, but holy shit, this is the cutest thing in anime. Just look at it! Oh, I hate myself for liking her this much. I'm weep trash now. Anyways, the show is mostly episodic, giving us stories like getting Kana ready for school or meeting their neighbors. But they often break from the main story to give us 30-second sketches of what some other guys are doing and depicting them in some funny situations. But then again, the characters do evolve throughout time. There is always some kind of a progression going on. So when they get a bit too comfortable with the average life, a new character or a new obstacle appears. In the background there is always something bigger going on. And by then we get to learn a bit of their backstory, and it ends with a nice culmination that brings everything neatly together. My biggest fear here was that they were just going to blast us with them big old anime ditties. And I'm really happy to say that this barely happens. I'd even go as far to say that there's less fan service here than an average anime. It does embrace it at points which makes the viewing a bit more awkward, but it's meant as satire, with the episode itself being named Summer Staples, the fan service episode, frankly. I know you're self-aware, but that doesn't excuse you from criticism. But overall, it's not focused on it at all, and I blame the strong story writers. They knew what they were doing, and I only wanted to kill myself around 5 times while watching this in public. Wait, I'm just doing this because it's funny. So I was pretty hesitant to watch it at first, but after the first episode I knew that this was going to be an enjoyable ride. I was in the wrong to judge it so much beforehand, because it did have a nice plot. So you can't judge a book by its cover, you know? Maybe Eromanga Sensei is actually pretty good. So if you're looking for a good comedy, go ahead, this is excellent. 8 out of 10. Thanks for sticking around and watching my video. And the goodbyes are always so hard to do. I just don't want to leave you guys. Okay, bye.